I have a story for you today, and our story today is a parable. Do you remember what a parable is? A parable seems like a little simple story, but there's actually a much bigger story hidden behind the little story. Jesus used parables and told parables to explain what the kingdom of heaven is like. And we don't always understand the parable at first, so we revisit it and listen to it again and again. And eventually, we do understand what Jesus was telling us about the kingdom of heaven. This is our parable for today. It's in a box that looks like gold. And the gold reminds us that parables are very valuable. They're not valuable like gold is valuable. They're valuable because they teach us the best ways to live. And the box looks old, and that is to remind us that this parable is very old. Let's open our parable box and see what's inside. Oh, it's white. We never had a white parable before. And it's big. I wonder what it could be. Oh, it's a big white circle. What do you think our big round white circle is? Someone said they thought maybe it was a snowball. Or maybe the moon. Well, let's look in our parable box for some clues. We have brown sticks, brown something, and more brown, Am I making just a brown design on our white circle? What do you think? Someone said they thought they were animal pens, but then someone else said no, because there are no gates and the animals could run away. Well, let's see what else is in our box to help us understand. Here we have a merchant. A merchant is someone who travels and who buys and sells valuable things. And we have a table. So I'm guessing by now you figured these are houses. Here is a treasure chest full of valuable things. We'll put it behind the bed. And we have a chair and a place for him to put his feet. Here's a jug of water so he can have a drink. We'll put that beside the table. We'll put that under the table. And here's a lamp so he can see. Put that on the table. Bags of money. We'll hide that behind the bed. So this is the merchant's house. It's the largest house, and it's full of valuable things. The merchant must be very rich. Here we have the seller. I wonder what he's selling. This is his house. This is precious, another gold box. And inside we find pearls. Now the parable box is empty, so we can begin our story. There once was someone who said such wonderful things and did such amazing things that people began to follow him. And as they followed him, they heard him talking about a kingdom. They heard him talk about the kingdom of heaven, but it was not the kingdom they lived in. It was not like any kingdom that they ever heard of. It was not like any other kingdom they ever visited. And so they were curious, and they asked him, "Teacher, what is the kingdom of heaven like?" And he said, "The kingdom of heaven is like when a merchant, someone who buys and sells valuable things, goes out in search of the great pearl." And when he finds the great pearl, he goes back to his house. And he exchanges everything so that he can have the great pearl. I wonder, was the merchant happy when he found the great pearl? I wonder what the merchant was going to do now that he had the great pearl, but he didn't have any furniture or any of his valuables in his home. I wonder, what could the great pearl really be? I wonder, are you in this story? Is God in this story? And I wonder, what could this place be? And I wonder, what could be so precious that you would give up everything in exchange for something like the great pearl?